How do values and beliefs influence our moral decisions? I will be exploring the issue of animal rights and abuse. When I think about the issue from a standpoint of personal knowledge, I consider the relationship and exposure I had with animals growing up. As a younger girl, even though I lived in the city, I was constantly exposed to animals and wildlife. My family has always loved having animals in the house, and I honestly can't think of a time where I didn't have a pet. With time, I grew up to really enjoy nature and the outdoors, and all of the animals that come along with it. Even since a very young age, I have been particularly sensitive towards the well being of animals. Watching more movies, I mourned the loss of animals much more than I did that of people. There has always been a conscientiousness of the well being of animals within me, which is why I think I never really enjoyed zoos as a kid either. This leads me to the most powerful aspect of my personal knowledge in relation to this issue. The experience that was pivotal, I believe, was the day I attended my first and last ever bullfight. I remember feeling horrified the whole time and bursting into tears when the bull was eventually killed. What scared me the most, however, was how different the people around me were reacting. They were cheering and excited. I was completely taken aback by this normalization of abuse. That experience led me to have a greater and stronger morals on the issue. Going into shared knowledge, there are many other factors that influenced and solidified my standpoint on this issue in a moral sense. Informing myself, watching documentaries and news stories, finding organizations that supported this cause, and developing a deeper understanding of the rights of all living creatures should be entitled to. I was exposed to the inhumane and abusive implications of animal testing, and how even if animals aren't physically harmed by humans, our actions and the way we treat the environment can severely impact them. Consider the Australian wildfires just this year. Finding other people and NGOs that shared my same values was also extremely rewarding. It furthered my understanding about why I chose to feel this way, what was wrong with this, and what was right. Finally, I would say that I was raised to be a very peaceful person. My upbringing was anything but conflictive, and my family shares the belief of doing no harm and avoiding violence and suffering at all costs. All of these things combined have impacted my values and beliefs about animal rights and abuse. Bringing it back to the unit question, how do values and beliefs influence our moral decisions? More specifically, how do the values and beliefs I have influence my moral decisions? I think it starts with that instinctual sense that it doesn't feel right and it's not okay, which was my personal attitude and sentiment. That awareness of my own feelings on the matter turned into anger and empowerment, a sense of personal responsibility to make decisions that would promote animal rights. This led me to inform myself through articles, movies, and the environment I was in, and the people in my life. And I gathered knowledge on the subject and realized I feel strongly about protecting and promoting animal rights. That led me to an even bigger understanding that I am part of something bigger than myself and those around me. The idea of what type of life I want to lead, what sort of example I want to set, and why I see what I see important in the world we live in today. All of this has led me to believe animal lives should be protected from harm and abuse and should not be a means to satisfy human enjoyment. When I think about ethical theories and perspectives, I would say utilitarianism and ethical care, the ethics of care are the most influential. The idea that doing less harm and what is better for the greater good for the most people and animals would fall under utilitarianism, and also the individual connection and affection I feel towards animals, that falls under the ethics of cares. It is a standpoint I feel morally obligated to defend, a part of who I am, and a guideline of how close I am to animals and how I choose to act. Finally, going back to the original question, I will provide my response to how values and beliefs influence our moral decisions. Our values and beliefs are a fundamental aspect of who we are as a person and are the center of how we make our decisions and how we identify ourselves as individuals. Like our fingerprint, each individual set of values and beliefs are completely different and unique, which is why making moral decisions is never truly objective. Our values and beliefs are shaped by our experiences, the people that surround us, where we live, the lessons that are bestowed upon us, and so many more things that make us who we are. This can be both positive and negative. On one hand, our moral decisions and beliefs are unique, and so each person will approach moral decisions differently, and there will be a diverse range of opinions. At the same time, however, this means that they are completely subjective, and there can never really be a right or wrong decision. Our values and beliefs are influenced by our moral decisions. Thank you.